Welcome back to Stocks Around Us with me, Pizza. Guys, would you believe me if I said that what I have in this jar could be used to create almost anything in this world? Say I wanted a pair of eyeglasses. Or a pair of shoes. A bag. A phone. Hello? Or even a car. And no, guys, these are not magic beans, even though they do create most of the things that we want and need. These are simply petrochemical products. So I guess all the magic here is man-made. So today, we're going to explore one of the largest petrochemicals companies in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PETRONAS Chemicals Group. PCG is the leading integrated petrochemicals producer in Malaysia and a key player in Southeast Asia. The company is comprised of over 26 companies that produce a wide range of chemical products. Their main product segments are olefins and derivatives, and fertilizers and methanol. While these technical terms may not ring familiar to you, these products are basically compounds used to create materials in many industries, such as coatings, construction, home and office products, industrial solvents, oil and gas, packaging, all the way to textiles and more. For example, olefins are carbon compounds that are applied in products such as PET bottles, electronics, detergents, cement, and construction products, among other things. They also produce polymers that become raw materials in plastic products such as film, pipes, and wires, for example. Aromatics are another type of compound that is applied in products such as cosmetics, medicine, and packaging such as disposable food containers. One of PCG's key products is methanol, which is used in the production of resins, adhesive, paints, plastics, and silicons. In fact, they are the largest producer of methanol in Southeast Asia and the fourth largest in the world. Moving on to their ammonia and fertilizer products, PCG's urea, which is a type of fertilizer, is used in the production of many crops, and they are the third largest producer of urea in Southeast Asia. Other uses of urea are applications in other substances, such as adhesives, varnishes, and foams. This is just to name a few of their chemical products. In many cases, they are also the sole producer of particular chemicals in Malaysia. While dominating in Malaysia as the largest olefins producer, the company's products also reach over 30 countries, including Indonesia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, China, India, and many more. Guys, I don't know about you, but I haven't touched the subject of chemistry since high school. And even then, I didn't really get it. So why don't we go and let the real expert discuss how the petrochemicals industry and products work. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Edward Ong, the Head of Investor Relations at PCG. Sawadee-ka, Edward.
Sawadee-ka.
So first of all, I have to ask you, because this is a business that the products are quite complicated. Can you please explain simply what are petrochemicals?
Well, petrochemicals are chemicals that are produced from oil. And petrochemicals are then made into plastics, things like that. Things like the stuff that you use for wrapping paper in supermarkets, all the plastic bottles that you see in supermarkets. You even see plastics being used in cars these days. Car bumpers are made from plastics. So all of that stuff is actually made from plastic. And if you go into a 100 yen shop, a lot of that is made from plastic, different types of plastic. So it really depends. The imagination of plastic engineers runs wild, and you get new products every day.
I see. And so when we talk about the entire supply chain, let's say from upstream to downstream, where does your business fit into the production stage? At which stage are you in?
We're fully integrated. What that means is that we take the input from the gas stream, put it into a factory, and then the output from that factory goes into another factory, and then it goes into another factory, and so on. So it's in one full value chain until it reaches the final product.
I see.
And what that does is that it makes PETRONAS Chemicals much more efficient so that we can sell our products to customers cheaper so that the customers benefit as well. And that has been PETRONAS Chemicals' model.
So what are the main raw materials that you need to produce your products?
Well, our main raw materials are methane, ethane, and naphtha. Methane and ethane are basically types of natural gas. They have 1 and 2 carbon molecules in each atom. And then naphtha is a liquid which is derived from crude oil after you refine it. So when you take crude oil and you refine it, you'll get petrol, you'll get diesel, and you'll also get naphtha. And that naphtha will be used as a feedstock for petrochemicals. But it's mainly gas. For PETRONAS Chemicals, we use mainly gas.
So where do you get these gases? How do you get them?
The gas comes mainly from PETRONAS's upstream fields. So PETRONAS, when it gets the gas out of the offshore fields in Malaysia, some of that gas goes into power generation. Some of it comes to PETRONAS Chemicals for conversion or manufacturing of petrochemicals.
So some of the materials you said earlier was derived from crude oil. So has the drop in crude oil price impacted the business?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's one of the main challenges for PETRONAS Chemicals last year and this year as well. Crude oil prices have fallen by something like 50%. Thankfully, because demand for petrochemicals is still quite robust, prices for petrochemicals have only dropped by 25 to 30%. So it's not that bad, but we still are somewhat under pressure. So it does impact our business.
So how much of your products do you export overseas?
Well, Malaysia is still a key market for us. That's about 40% of our sales. And then to ASEAN, mainly Thailand and Indonesia, that's about 20%. China's another 20%, and then the rest of the world is the rest.
I see. And what are the products that you export, or is it everything that you do?
It's everything. It's everything. But obviously, we try and focus on the ASEAN market a bit more because the transportation charges are lower for us because we are based in Malaysia. So it's a shorter distance if we sell to the ASEAN market. That maximizes our logistics advantage. It also means that our customers are able to take delivery of product much faster. So our customers benefit from that logistics advantage.
And what is the competition like since you're operating on a global scale?
We are price taker. It's a globally competitive industry. You need to be globally competitive in order to succeed.
So what are some of your main risks in the industry?
It's just like any other chemical player. The big risk will be that of price cycles. So petrochemicals in the past has been a cyclical industry, and it continues to be a cyclical industry. What that means is that in good times we might be making a lot of money, and in bad times we might be just scraping by. Fortunately, because we do have relatively advantaged feedstock, we have managed to maintain relatively large margins. So if you look at the past 5 years record in our financials, we typically manage something like 30 to 40% margins.
It's a very good margin that you have.
It's much higher than other industry players who are typically naphtha-based petrochemical players. We are a gas-based petrochemical player, and we have a bit of that advantage.
And right now, how much capacity do you have?
It's currently about 10.8 million tons per annum. About 5 million tons is in the olefins and derivatives division, and about 5.8 million tons is in the fertilizer and methanol division. But this year, I'm happy to say that we are adding a further 1.9 million tons when the new Samo project comes up and is completed in Sabah. That adds about 1.9 million tons of nameplate capacity, of which 1.2 is urea and 0.7 is ammonia. So that will take us up.
You're expanding in the fertilizer area.
Yes.
I see. Right. So apart from that, how else are you planning on expanding?
Well, interesting you should say that. We also currently are investing in things like specialty chemicals. So we are making aroma chemicals, which actually go into things like perfumes and scents. Your perfumes can actually come from petrochemicals too.
Wow, very interesting.
Yes, and we are investing in things like some specialty products like isobutene, which are used for lubricants in cars. And of course, we just announced in November that we are participating in the Refinery and Petrochemical Integrated Development, or RAPID, project in Johor that will add about 3.5 million tons per annum capacity. And that will give us also more advanced type of products. So we were talking about specialties earlier. This will give us the ability to produce more specialties that will help to serve more sophisticated customers.
Right, well, thank you so much for today, Edward.
Thank you.
Financial highlights. At the end of 2015, PCG's share price was around 7.2 ringgits, or 72 baht. Its market cap was around 58 billion ringgits, or 580 billion baht. Ladies and gentlemen, that was PCG. With so many new projects coming up in its pipeline, PCG is sure to maintain its leadership position in the petrochemicals industry. Join us again next time for more company highlights with Me Pizza. See you guys later!